the books of light left for the sons of man, books of wisdom left for humans. Don't be surprised if truth is much more crazier and wild than stories we've been told. These palaces, cathedrals, monasteries, libraries, ancient ruins, what was stored there? What knowledge did they protect for centuries or millennia? What ancient wise tales are true and what are false? Who gained from the destruction of everything? Who gains from fake pictures, lies? What did the cathedrals really do? We know the stories and the accounts that they always repeat to us. Men claim to be heroes, and buildings claim that no power do they generate. Angels, myth. Sometimes the stories just seem like they're to children. This, for instance, is California. Erosion and some cliff falls away and ancient ruins all over the world. It seems like in the past human life was meaningless. Recently found, though, this war scroll. Now it's too much to try to read. I don't want to bore you with it. It even has the instructions on what's going to happen. These are the books of light. Knew the knowledge of the Most High. Saw the vision of the Almighty. They're amazing to read. All hidden from us. After looking into several views, hypotheses, whatever you want to call it, destroyed historical sites, ancient ruins, I'm painted a picture and I see it and I'll share it with you. In this search, I come to know what buildings, lands, waters, even flesh is or has been targeted for demolition. Oh no, the Mason 66633, Satan, Jupiter, it's the same thing. Follow the money, and it's the same thing. Old men playing Dungeons and Dragons. And yes, wars mask nefarious things. Never let a good crisis go to waste. I think it's number one rule I have. The movies, we watch, they make out like fantasy, Indiana Jones wasn't merely a fantasy. There's recorded details of Hitler's proud military escapades, just preserved for us. Africa, Egypt, France, Europe, just stripping the land. All relics, all anything. All the conquerors, all they did, look for the fountain of youth, any relic they could find. The cup of the carpenter. They wanted everything. And they never let a good crisis go to waste. I'm telling you, that has got to be the supreme rule number one. And we're told that these things walk the earth, and 60 million years ago, and they got killed, and well, our ancestors were batshit crazy because they claimed they killed dragons. And of course, if you know, a dragon was a dragon until they changed it to dinosaur in the 1800s. Of course, 1850 on, everything gets changed. Even 1,000 years ago, they were steady at it. They've been doing it since the beginning of time. But it seems like there is a time frame there. They like to stick to it. In 1258, Genghis Khan, his grandson, destroyed centuries-old depository of records and knowledge. 450 years depository. They said, "Oh yeah, he just came down and destroyed it for no reason." He was seemed like the thing to do. And in a crazy world, the weird and unlikely is probably true. And I've thought about this Cain and Khan, the same thing. Remember, our languages got twisted and babbled. Genghis would be Genesis, Khan would be Cain, Kubla would be Tubal. Makes sense. It's just so crazy it just might work. The Khan dynasty was the first. They're called the Wan. It's pretty weird. Now, all these are at this archive. All of them are archived. All this, you can look all this up, and basically they verified our books, and this was all taken from us. Did you know that Lamech had a dinosaur? His Leviathan, 2600 BC that was wrote. Why hide that from us? Why hide this book? Oh, you don't think it's a book of light? Oh, well, why hide it from them? They don't want you to know these things. They want you to live in the matrix. They want you to be controlled. Hell, Lamech's wife was even quoted in a scroll, part of this Dead Sea Scroll. She explained to her husband that her pregnancy was not from the Watchers or the sons of God, nor aliens or any other man. Do what now? That's weird, right? But now we get told by scholars, people that you would not even hang out with, people that you would not speak to. Rewind that. People that would not speak to you. People that would not be your friend. I can get along with anybody, but they wouldn't want to. You know why? You think too much. They're smarter than you. Let them tell you about looking back in time when they look up in the heavens. It's amazing. We even read when our grandfathers, left records for us. We learn an angel tells Noah that don't let nothing walking upright onto the ark. Well, what the hell was walking upright? That's what kind of person I am. What was walking upright? Yeah. It doesn't make sense when you look into it. It seems like a joke. And we go through life and we get to 40 hours a week, 60 hours a week, Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday, Thursday through Tuesday. It doesn't matter. People have to work. And you get caught up in this world. And the world, in turn, doesn't like to treat us fairly. Just say that. And these manuscripts that were left behind, and we read the book of Enoch, it says, close these up. They're not for you. They're for a distant future. One far off. And he showed him. Then he explained to him what was going to happen, how to give it to their grandchildren, and then they'll give it to their father and their kids, and then they give it to their kids, and the end will come. So on and so forth. If you haven't read the Apocrypha books or sat through them or read along with them, they are amazing. Those were part of the wisdom that was left to us. Because, see, we were told the earth is one way. God tells us it's the other way. Then we're warned what they're doing. So we see here that the wisdom that was passed down through these books, this is just what was left. This is what didn't get destroyed. Imagine what they destroyed. Imagine the years and years and years and years that's passed down. How much good stuff that would have been. How good it would have been. It would have been sweet to your tongue and made you sick to your stomach. Waters of the abyss shall be frightened, and all the spirits of flesh shall be laid bare, the sons of heaven. See, I guess everybody knows what the little dots are. That's where they can't read the fragment. Yeah, yeah. And there was no religions. Religion's made up by man. God didn't have a religion. Jews made that up. Everyone made that up. And for for my friends that and my loved ones, my brothers, my sisters, if you believe that God told someone to go kill women and children, they got you. They got you. When you pray to God for your child, when you want to pray to the topmost God, like whoever is in charge of all this mess, that's why I pray to the Most High God. That's why it's my God. That's been around for thousands upon thousands of years. But you know what? That's who I like, man. That's who I pray to. It just seems like it's been stripped from us, taken away, turned into religion. Oh, you're Jew. Oh, you're Muslim. Oh, you're Catholic. Oh, you're this or that. It never was it supposed to be that way. That was all for controlling us, making you think that you know. Well, this reasoning it fits more into our narrative. I don't want to know that. I want to know exactly what they said. I don't want the watered down version. So they destroyed all these things. What's left now? Just pieces, breadcrumbs. That's it. And a lot of the things you see when you go and you look into these books of light, the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Apocrypha books, you learn that it's not that much of a secret. They'll tell you what was inside the cathedrals. They'll tell you what was inside these houses of wisdom, the great libraries. Why would you destroy those? What fool would do that? I think I said it before. This wisdom that these kings had was stupidity. Destroy something like that? Think of how powerful you'd be with that much knowledge. That's why I say that's a lie. Everywhere we look at, we see ruins and buildings. Oh yeah, well, we have no idea how they built that. Well, we're looking right at it. They did it. Yeah. Oh, they did this or that. And I know they didn't. To understand everything is to have those things reinstated. Go back in time, and you know it's not happening, but it'd be the only way. Oh, now, you foolish hearts, what good is to someone who is not? Silence for someone who does not exist. Judgment if there's no foundation. It's wisdom. It was passed down from generation to generation. In these libraries, in the cathedrals, everywhere, it was places of knowledge. People stopped with their charts when they came in from the sea, and they gave the coordinates to cities, kind of like the Great Library of Baghdad had hundreds of cities, mapped coordinates. Where's that at? Thousands of maps that were thousands of years old, destroyed, gone. Thousands of experiments, gone. Thousands of books of light, of wisdom for humans. Now, I take it there were books for somebody else. I don't know, but yeah, seems like there was a good idea to it. Is you can almost read what the mainstream narrative is, what Wiki tells you. Uh, you know, uh, just I guess what you would say, what they want you to know, and you'll see the pattern. It's almost childlike to. It's so silly, it sticks out like a sore thumb. In your work, associate good with bad and the intelligent with the fool. Now, not that each one of these scrolls I'm showing you is pertaining to life and oh, this is so much wisdom I'm giving you. What I'm saying is we're told this is all just make believe. We fly through space. You came from goo on a rock. We've been here for billions of years. Nobody's coming for you. There's nobody to save you. So you might as well do as you will. That's the whole of the law. Find yourself. Don't worry about God. There's no such thing. I say, that bless my soul, Lord, for his marvelous forever. May his name be blessed. Now, here's something that was in there, and I just, whenever the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and all living creatures of every kind on earth. Right? This is the covenant. This is his contract with humans. What's happened? Just like everything else, it's been destroyed, corrupted, misused. Now the masses are misled. Ask a normal little child, what does the rainbow represent? What do you see that on? Imagine, imagine, imagine. If this is true, well, I bet that pisses God off. Shame. You seek truth. All through these scrolls, it tells you to seek truth. Be innocent in your heart. They tell us it's all a lie while they worship Satan. Bohemian Grove. And I'm not going to read all of it. I don't want to bore you, but, you know. On March 4th, 1953, he had joined the club exactly 40 years prior. Redwood branches from the Grove were flown to the Waldorf Astoria Hotel. Trust me. There's a reason for it. Weaving spiders come not here. These people are idiots. They still worship to the fallen, to Greek gods, to fallen angels, to this bastard. And look at it. No one freaked out and said, why are there children there at your statue, for God's sakes? And I forgot to put it in here, but, the Temple of Baal, which would be the Temple of Jupiter. Look how many times places around the world have used the archway that has a little fallen keystone. Yeah. It's even in Washington, a fallen keystone of the Temple of Jupiter or of Baal. Say that fast. Usually it's in your face. But hey, what did Satan say? For you have said in your heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will also sit on the mount of the congregation on the farthest sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Does he really say that? Oh, he didn't want to be like anyone else, huh? There's no such thing as God. While they worship Satan. Amazing. Amazing. And these scrolls, when you go through them, now this is one fragment that had been done of one, you know, box of scrolls, whatever you want to call it, container of scrolls. And in that container, there was a war scroll, and then there was fragments of Enoch and Jasher and all these different ones. And so you can go through them. If you know what you're looking for, you can ask for it by name. If not, good luck. It tells of cities I've never heard of, and when you type in the city, it never existed. Well, it did exist, but blessed is the man that attains wisdom and walks in the law of the Most High. Don't let them see these scrolls. Why? Because they will work together. They'll be kindred spirits. They'll love one another. There will not be any religions. Hell with that. Get rid of them. Nowhere in any of these scrolls have I found be a Christian or be anything else other than be excellent to each other. That's all I found. Throughout every one of them, just be good. Be excellent. Remember what you're supposed to do. You know, songs of the sage. There's so many scrolls just split up, and I think that we get so much information so you don't know what's what. I can't sit here and tell you that I know the truth, and I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you that I know they're lying. I know who they worship. I know what they do in closed places. I know what they're up to. Who am I? No one. Look, this is from Job. Where were you when I made the earth? Explain to me if you possess such wisdom. Imagine God said that. Do you know who fixed the measures and stretched out a ruler across? Oh, the Kittim. Look, this right here says, who marched through the breadth of the earth to take possession of dwellings which are not their own. Now, I would love to go through these. It would take so long to read about them. But they apparently went around and took land and stuff and said, oh, yeah, we built that. That's mine. That's mine. Yeah. A foundry. I found it. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that one foundry. There's foundries. Some of them are so big that they have like 2x4s in the 1920s and 30s. Sometimes earlier than that, where they're trying to pull big levers and stuff. It just looks completely like it was made for giants. They built scaffolding to get up to the machines. It's absolutely ridiculous. They said, well, I wonder how they forged a 3,000-ton forge and put that into the building, and that it doesn't make any sense. That's why I think it's what's called a foundry, and a mine is called mine. That's mine. I found it. All about Nebuchadnezzar, the last kings of the earth. I mean, it's crazy. And like I said, I'm not saying, oh, this is everlasting truth. I'm just saying it. I would like to be able to pick what I think is false. What I think is, I want to hear from their mouth. I don't want, CNN to tell me. I don't want, a preacher to tell me. I don't need that. I mean, we need to read together from the same book. We don't need 55 versions of it's almost like telling somebody and you go through 100 people when it gets to the end, it's completely different. Same thing. You know, yeah, yeah. The wicked borrows and does not repay, but the righteous is generous and gives. They're like proverbs almost, some of these that I'm showing you. But that was like the Dead Sea Scroll, and then it was a mixture of Enoch, Noah. I believe there's Jubilees, uh, a couple of Psalms. I believe Psalms 151. Wait, yeah, yeah. I think our Bibles don't have that in that. Jubilee, when all the sons of light and the men of the lot of Melchizedek will be atoned for. Apparently, this Melchizedek too had his own book, some wicked watcher thing. They even say what they look like, which to me it scared me to death. Wait till you see this, because these are the type of things that they withheld from us, because they can't have you listen to your grandfather tell you what this being looked like, right? Book of Divisions of the Times. I couldn't find that, by the way. Yeah. You're welcome to look through millions of copies of stuff. But there's a section here. I hope I put it in here. It's basically where he says how they look. It scares him to death. The watchers like ask him, "Who do you choose?" And he says he was petrified to turn around. And when he turned around, they had skin like an adder, like a snake, and had scales like a reptile. And it scared the man to death. And I thought, oh my God. I mean, is that true? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, we're told no while they worship Satan. So I just kind of feel like, well, if they took it out of our reach for knowledge, um, the astronomical book of Enoch. I don't mean to jump around here, but if you have never read this is pretty good too. Enoch explains exactly how the sun shines in the night for the eighth and fourth sevenths, and then it sets and enters. And this night the sun completes one full 1/7. It's amazing, and he's dead on the money. The Book of Giants is missing from the Ethiopian version of Enoch, but it's circulated among the Mancheans. Weird. I always picture the Earth like this. Like, it's not like this, but big giant cogs up underneath this. Now, I don't know how the Earth looks. It's just for representation. But if you take that and flip it over, there'd be these giant cogs. Everything is on a time frame. It's a time. When the time is up and that cog, click, it's over. And I think that's how it works. Everything is perfectly timed. Everything. No star crosses paths. Yeah. Words of the book which Michael addressed to the angels. I found there divisions of fire. Two to the east, two to the west. See, and there's a lot of stuff going on in the north and a lot of stuff in the south. Like you'll find in the south, past the cold and the darkness, where no flesh can walk. And if we really have a firmament, it would explain why we have icebergs going down. We've been made, here it is, pause this. We've been made masters to rule over the sons of man, and they said to me, which of us do you choose? I raised my eyes and saw one of them. His looks were frightening, like those of a viper, and his garments were multicolored. Oh my God, it made my stomach hurt. But I'm telling you that they were like, don't give them those books. They don't need them. I don't want them to have them. Why? Because they're going to know. David Icke walked around here. He's like, they're oh, there's King Og. If you ever wondered, was he around? Yeah, thousands of years ago, they wrote about him. But yeah, they apparently he sees some kind of I don't know what it is, but David Icke ran around and said, no, they are definitely, lizard people, reptilians, and it's funny, because it doesn't strike you as truth. It seems insanity, but this is crazy. Look at that king, the last king of Babylon. He was afflicted for 7 years and with this ulcer. He couldn't do anything about it. Look, it says he prayed to the gods of silver, gold, bronze, and iron. They didn't do nothing. But he prayed to the Most High God and he asked for forgiveness. And apparently, for 7 years, and I don't know. It's a good story. Okay, just read it. Surnamed the Son of God fragment. And where it explains to you who is this Most High, who is the patriarch, who runs things, who do we need to beware of? A list of false prophets. You can't make this up, But let's hide it from him. Let's make sure they don't get it. Oh my God! So please go look it up. This treasure. I'm going to show you this real quick. I'm not going to keep everyone that long. The treasure was real, according to scholars. Okay? And check this out. It tells you where it's at. Trust me, they've already got it. But in the cave of the old washer's house on the third platform, 65 gold bars. Are you kidding me? In the underground cavity, which is in the courtyard of the house of logs. Oh my gosh, right? Now, there's a ton of these. I just grabbed a bunch, just to show you. and the great cistern, which is in the whatever, in the pillar on its northern side. Now, now think about that. In the pillar, it tells you exactly where this is. And then, like I said, some of these places don't exist. East of the Reservoir of Solomon. Where's that at? The Canal of Solomon. North of Kalit. In the mouth of the Asia. In the dwelling of the queen. Which queen? On the western side. Dig 12 cubits, 27 talents of gold. Look at that. In the water conduit. Something. The great northern reservoir. Where's that? In the four directions, right? 400 bars of gold. In the tile of wherever, at the stone sign in it. What? At the stone sign in it, dig 11 cubits, 70 talents of silver. Isn't that not amazing? In the tomb, which is under the galleries, question mark, 40. And the tomb of the sons of what? Amazing. Amazing. Please go look at these things. Please don't let people tell you none of this stuff ever existed. Please don't tell you let them tell you there's no God while they all play games and worship Satan. I love everybody, and I'm going to leave you with this. Wild dogs out.
Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes!